You're watching the Reb Zone Sports Show on Fox 5.
Sponsored by Hennessy Haight. Help is here. And by Flowing Tide Pub.
Rebel football is back at Allegiant Stadium. UNLV's historic season continues with a dominating 72-14 win over FCS team Utah Tech. The Rebels set a program record with 695 total offensive yards in front of the biggest home opener crowd since 2015. The Rebels roll into week 3 undefeated, ready to knock off number 19 Kansas on the road.
It's fun, man, just to be able to go out there. It's a very explosive offense. We have too many playmakers on our side of the offensive ball. So just go out there and just having fun each and every week, every day at practice. And I feel like if we do that, it'll translate come Friday and Saturday.
Wide open, he's got it at the 25. Stiff arms him in. Nothing but green in front of him. Touchdown, Ricky. A 54-yard touchdown.
Welcome into the Fox 5 Reb Zone from Allegiant Stadium. Coming off a historic performance, 72-14 win over Utah Tech. The UNLV Rebels are 2-0 for the first time since 1999. Coach, we got a big show tonight. 72 points to go over. What did you see week 2 from your Rebels?
Well, I thought, number one, I want to start with the fans and the students. The outpouring of the folks that showed up for the game. We're certainly excited about the home field. How we're building this into a home field advantage was great, so I'm thankful for that. I thought the execution in all 3 phases early in the game was exactly what we needed to do. And I thought offensively took control. You know, they wanted to score every possession they had the ball. And then with the block punt was big. Defensively, other than one play, our guys played really well, played at a high level, did the things improvement-wise that we were looking for from week 1 to week 2. And, you know, that's a sign of a good team, and now the progress that we can make in a short week between week 2 and week 3 is so important. So I'm happy for our team. Certainly to be 2-0, we're excited about that.
Channeling the undefeated energy from the 1974 UNLV football team that rocked this UNLV logo 50 years ago. The Rebels honored the players from UNLV's only undefeated regular season team and put on a show in front of the 74 football team. Here go the Rebels. The first drive of the game is all gas, no brakes. There's a reason his nickname is Jet. The sophomore has some serious speed. Jet Thomas is in the end zone for the first score for UNLV. The Rebs are on top 7-0. Utah Tech responds. Deacon Hill takes a deep shot to Alec Burton with no one around him. Nothing but green for Burton, and the ball game is tied up 7-7. Sluka Doncic answers right back. Vegas get used to seeing this duo. The Matt Sluka and Ricky White show is here on the Strip. The Rebs are on top 14-7. Sluka would throw 3 touchdown passes to Ricky White in the first half, and UNLV takes a dominating 28-7 lead after 1. The dual-threat quarterback has an NFL-caliber arm and can score with his legs. Matt Sluka takes off 30 yards to the house, his first of many rushing touchdowns at UNLV. Next drive, the Rebs are dominating on both sides of the ball. Here comes Jono Baldwin with the pick, loses the ball, and Jet Elad recovers the fumble. Freshman Las Vegas native Caden Chittenden would close out the first half with 2 field goals. The Rebels put up 44 points by halftime. The dominance continues in the second half for UNLV. A lot of freshmen making big plays out there, including the Desert Pines graduate Greg Burrell. The big freshman running back rolls in for his first collegiate touchdown, and UNLV extends their lead 51-7. The Trailblazers would respond. Deacon Hill hits Chris Street for the 31-yard score, and it's 51-14 Rebs in front after 3. The thing about Coach Marion's go-go offense, everyone touches the ball. UNLV flexes their depth at receiver as Timothy Connerly adds 6 more on the board. Later in the fourth, Cameron Friel comes in for Hodge Malik Williams and scores from 1 yard out. The Rebs are breaking the scoreboard at Allegiant Stadium 65-14. UNLV not done yet. Devin Green, another freshman running back, shows off his speed, torching Utah Tech. The Rebs scored 72 points at Allegiant Stadium, the second most points scored in UNLV history, and are going to copy and paste this next week on the road in Kansas.
First of all, I don't see any difference. I think we prepared this week the same way we prepared week 1, the same way we're going week 3, Got prepared like it's our last game and just take one rep at a time, because you never know when it's going to be your last rep. So I think that's the attitude that everybody takes when we go out there. But I think for defense, it's just seeing the same dominant, dominate the box and be able to help in the back end, lock up, because at the end of the day, when everybody's doing their job, I think this defense can go as high as they want to go.
Tonight's win really flexed the depth at all positions on your team. Several guys carrying the ball, several guys scoring tonight, all 3 quarterbacks playing. Really, let's break down the weapons you have in this quarterback room. What did you see from your 3 guys tonight?
Yeah, I thought they were all 3 efficient. They were smart with the football, made great decisions. Sluka was better in the pass game this week. Some things, it's starting to slow down for him. The connection piece is getting there. Hodge came in and ran the ball extremely well, made some great decisions, not only in the RPO, but in the option game was really solid. And then Cam to come in and play the way he did. Not surprised by that, because that's the way all 3 have practiced, and they're going to continue to get better.
Ricky White, wow, what a first half performance from him. 5 catches, 111 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 blocked punt. Coach, we talk about special teams all the time on the Reb Zone. How happy are you for Ricky White?
So excited, because he does it every single week in practice, and then to see it, he was so close week 1 to blocking a punt. It affected the ball, it was a shank by the punter, and he knew he was going to get one. I don't think that'll be his only one this year. He's got great get off, great length, good speed, and he's got a really savvy, just a knack for how to be able to rush a punter, and he's a dynamic playmaker for us.
Let's talk about the run game. Wow, Greg Burrell, several guys carrying the ball, several guys scoring. We talked about the depth in the running back room during fall camp. What did you see from those guys tonight?
A number of guys that roll in and play at that position, they've earned that opportunity. They're going to continue to earn the carries that they get. There's great competition. And then how complete can you be in protections on 3rd down or the pass game, running the ball, yards after contact, taking care of the football. Coach Ford's done a great job with that group, and they're going to just continue to get better.
You're watching the Reb Zone Sports Show on Fox 5.
Sponsored by Hennessy Haight. Help is here. And by Flowing Tide Pub.
UNLV team captain Jackson Woodard is setting the tone for UNLV's defense to play physical and fast. The senior linebacker was named Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week after his dominant Week 1 performance in Houston, racking up a career-high 3 sacks and posting a team-high 11 tackles. The senior also picked up 2 National Defensive Player of the Week awards and has impressed Las Vegas native and UNLV safeties coach Nicco Fertitta.
He's everything that you want in a player. Above that, he's a great man, and he's going to do great things in life with football and beyond. But Jackson has been the biggest change for UNLV, and I would give him a lot of credit for how fast things turn around, and one thing I'll say about him is he's consistent, and everybody knows what he's going to be showing up with when it's time to play. Not only that, but practice too. He practices exactly how he plays, if not harder.
We can't talk about the defense without mentioning Jackson Woodard picking up 2 National Defensive Player of the Week honors this week. Jackson is credited for how fast this program is changing and turning around. His leadership in the locker room, what do you see from him every day?
It's off the charts. One of the best I've ever been around in 25 years. He is so consistent. He understands he's on a mission, and he's got a whole bunch of guys that are helping lead along with him. But you get the same thing every single day out of him, and his preparation habits are off the charts. He competes at a high level. It's important to him, and the things that you see on game day are what we get every single day throughout the week.
And we talk about iron sharpening iron on the defensive side of the ball. Jalen Catalon, just one of the guys who's a playmaker in the defensive backfield. Your secondary today, Coach, how do you want to see them grow to Week 3?
Yeah, I thought we did some things better from Week 1 to Week 2. We've got some ability in the back end, whether we're playing man or a match zone concepts. They're I think more than anything, have an understanding of where they have help, where they don't. Just the football IQ has improved a lot. They are talented, and the growth that they've had is off the charts. And still, we understand we're going to have to be really good because of this stretch that we're about to go through.
You're watching the Reb Zone Sports Show on Fox 5.
Sponsored by Hennessy Haight. Help is here. And by Flowing Tide Pub.
The Rebels have debuted more weapons in the defensive backfield this season. SEC and Big 12 transfers that are bringing experience and leadership to the room. UNLV senior safety Jalen Catalon credits his Texas roots and his success at Mansfield Legacy High School for allowing his football dreams to become a reality.
It opened the door for me a lot because all the attention, when you look at it, you can't talk about high school football without mentioning Texas, you know? I mean, I don't want to get into who's better in states and all that. I'm not that type of person, but I will say for Texas, it's a different atmosphere. I mean, you can go to different cities, different towns. I mean, people close their stores up just to go see a high school football game. You know, it's treated very seriously, it's taken very seriously. Some people will say it's a religion, you know, and for me, that's how I carry it too. So Texas is very competitive when it comes to that football, especially at, the high school level.
The senior safety has a long relationship with Coach Odom, playing for him at Arkansas. Catalon spent the last season at Texas, where the Longhorns finished 12-2. The defensive back has quickly risen as a leader at UNLV and flashed in his Mountain West debut, posting 2 interceptions on the road. One returned for a 36-yard touchdown.
Pass rush, ball tipped and intercepted. Jalen Catalon takes it to the house. 36 yards on the pick six.
Honestly, for me, I think I just bring is the experience than anything. You know, I think I try to make sure I keep my guys in line and make sure that they're in the right spots at all times, you know, because a DC like Coach Shear, Nicco as our DB coach, you know, they're going to tell us, you know, where to be at, but they're not playing the game. So they have to have somebody out there when things go wrong and things have to be right. Who's going to be the guy to step up? So I like to say that I can be that guy to step in the back end, especially make sure things are right when I see things are going south.
Also a new but familiar face at UNLV is Nicco Fertitta. The Bishop Gorman star went on to play at Notre Dame and started his college coaching career at LSU with Brian Kelly. But home is Las Vegas for Nicco Fertitta, who's helping his hometown team make history.
Once I get on body and I am full, right? I'm in control right now.
It's important because I've always wanted to have a hometown team here in Las Vegas. Born in 1996, couldn't tell you one year that they've ever been good in football. So it was like a homecoming to me, something that I took pride in coming back into Las Vegas. And, you know, we put it together last season, and first winning season in a long time, first bowl game in a long time. So it's been a crazy ride, and to think that I've gone from analyst to position coach has made it even more of a whirlwind. Just a lot more responsibility and fun football.
The UNLV players praise their coaching staff to be the best in the country. And the UNLV coaches would say they have the best players in the country. Barry Odom has created a competitive, hard, smart, and tough culture at UNLV, and it's showing up on game day.
Iron sharpens iron. You know, when you have 2 All-Americans that you're facing every single day in practice, I think it's easy to forget that, right? But it just goes into having a nameless, faceless opponent. It doesn't matter who it is. Right? We go up against the best every single day. And that's in our minds, we absolutely know. Jacob's one of the hardest people to guard in the country. Ricky's one of the hardest people to guard in the country. That's 2 guys right there. And you have a whole stable full of other guys that have, if not the same, more speed as those guys. They just haven't had their turn yet.
You're watching the Reb Zone Sports Show on Fox 5.
Sponsored by Hennessy Haight. Help is here. And by Flowing Tide Pub.
Lone tight end on the left in 11 formation. Sluka on the design run off the left tackle. He's into some space across the 15. 10-5 touchdown. Matthew Sluka for the 39th time in his career into the end zone on a scoring run. A 30-yard scamper puts the Rebels in the end zone again.
It's been a special week for UNLV's offensive coordinator Brennan Marion, watching the Rebels score a historic 72 points over Utah Tech, and also watching his former Texas wide receiver Xavier Worthy score the first touchdown of the season for the defending Super Bowl champions.
That gets you the 15. It wasn't inside the opening. This is the speedy man, Xavier Worthy, the fastest man to the end zone right away. His first touch, a Kansas City touchdown.
I've known Xavier since he was 15, and really he was the person who brought me to Texas when they had lost the receiver coach. He was the one blowing my phone up, him and his mom, please be the receiver coach. We're gonna set up a meeting with you and Sark. We're gonna get this set up. And he was the guy who really talked me into going to that job, because I was really taking a different job. And you know, for Xavier, I was like, you know what? Let's talk about this promise that we talked about when you were 15. Let's get it done. And I'm gonna coach you here. And then, you know, him, I was the, you know, only college coach that he had there at his event, you know, and at his draft deal. He wanted me to be there. You know, his mom wanted me to be there. So when you talk about the guys, just the guys that I've coached with first round picks in the recent future, and who Coach Alexander's coached as well, you know, it's just, they love football. They are like all football guys. They live in the facility. They're just obsessed with it. They're like, I always say, a great receivers, we call them wide retrievers. They're like a German Shepherd. You know, if you've ever played fetch with a German Shepherd, they just want the ball so bad they'll go crazy, you know, playing fetch. And so Ricky White is that way. I mean, he's always out there. He's throwing with every quarterback. If the quarterbacks aren't throwing, he's throwing with the receiver. Him and Jacob are out there throwing to each other. He's on the jugs machine. He'll have Coach Fish in the weight room throw to him. So he's just obsessed about the ball. And, you know, obviously the traits that you can't coach, I mean, he's the right size. He does the right things in the weight room with Coach Fish. He's done the recovery things in the training room. And he just has a unique skill set, you know, as far as the ability to play basketball on grass. You know, he's able to route guys up, get in and out of breaks fast. He's explosive off the ball. He's faster than whoever he plays in front of. You know, everybody's like, how fast is he? Well, he's faster than everybody he needs to play against out there on the field. And, you know, you got a chance to see that in the Kansas game. They had some elite DBs, and he was able to, you know, run past those guys and make plays down the field.
All right, Coach, short week, getting ready for number 19 Kansas, UNLV 2-0, rolling into Kansas City for a 4 p.m. kickoff on Friday night. Unfinished business against the Jayhawks. What's this mentality going into this week?
Well, I think they've got an exceptional football team. We know it. We've seen the athletes they have up close with the bowl game last year. They've started the season strong. It'll be a terrific match. We need to have a great week of preparation. We're going to have to play really well. You know, they've got a great coaching staff. They've got great players. And the things that they have got nationally and in awards and rankings, they've earned that. They're a solid team in all three phases. We'll have to play really well.
Short week, Friday night kickoff. We'll leave to Thursday to Kansas City. How does that change things for you guys practice-wise?
We understand because of the week we had last year, Wyoming, short week, Friday night. We've been through it. We like the schedule a lot. We need a little more time game planning, so we've moved our practices to the evening each day this week. That'll serve us well. Not only with our staff being able to game plan, but also a little bit more recovery time between now and our first practice on the prep for them. But our guys are excited. They understand what's there in front of us, and I would guess that it'll be spirited practices and they'll be ready to go.
Coach, undefeated heading into week 3 of the college football season. What do you like out of this group leadership-wise and attention to detail?
They're really a mature group, and they understand kind of this stay in the course, you know, and there's going to be adversity. How do we attack that? How close do we get together? How do we support each other? Those things, you hear the messaging within the team. There's some things that I've said that leading up to where we are now that continues to be echoed, which is exciting. But they understand how important every single day is. They understand the role that they have from a leader on this team, on what the expectation is, and we're continuing to grow in every area.
All right, we're packing our bags to Kansas City this week with UNLV looking to improve to 3-0 and knock off 19th ranked Kansas on the road on Friday night. From Allegiant Stadium, I'm Paloma Villicana with Barry Odom.